to be strong my whole life.
She did not deserve to go.
You guys know that meme where it's like, you're right. It's not my fault. It's your fault. That's how I felt right now. I felt like you are so right, Huda, because it should have been you. I mean, it doesn't matter anyways because of how the episode ends. But like, anyways, it was interesting seeing the show put the whole like, hey guys, the operative word in Love Island is love. And I'm like, yeah, you're totally right for two separate reasons. Number one, I've spoken a lot about parasocial relationships and how some of y'all on the internet, maybe not y'all, most of my audience, y'all actually are really good. Some of the people online take these TV shows too damn serious. You take it too serious. Seriously? Whatever, I'm having an Amaya moment, okay? To go on people's pages and cyberbully and death threats and all that kind of stuff, finding people's home addresses, work addresses, doxing them, all that stuff has always been weird. It was weird in the 90s. It was weird in the 2000s. It was weird in the 2010s. It's weird now. It will always be weird, okay? Y'all don't need to do that. Now that is different, at least in my opinion, to people going on their own page and reacting to a show that is created for television, created for entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like, we having fun, we kikiing, and when it's over, we move on, all right? But that's number one. Number two, producers, yeah. Y'all talk about the show is about love. Can we see some? Can we see some? What couple is really like rocking with each other this season for real? Like, and I have one more qualm. I feel like every video is now going to start with a rant. It's my channel. I could do what I want. One last qualm. I think because of the controversy after the previous dumping, they should have had one more day before Casa Amor. Just so we see what was the real intentions of those votes. You know, was Huda going to go talk to Pepe now? Was Ace or Nick going to now focus in on Andreina? Like, we don't know what was Pepe gonna do now that Hannah's gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, there were some things that weren't resolved yet, and it would have been nice to have one more full day before Casa Amor. But anyways, some people didn't like the twist. I believed that there was gonna be a twist within a twist. I said that in the comments. I didn't say it in the video, but I thought that there would be a twist within the twist. That's why I wasn't too mad. And also, this villa is all about playing a game. So I feel like producers threw another game at them. Yeah. Everybody's going to be single now. You're going to recouple. It's like we're starting over. If y'all want to play Big Brother, let's play. If y'all want to play Survivor, let's play. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this episode was all over the place. Let's get into it. So we start with a conversation in Casa. We have Canada who takes Sierra for a chat. Apparently one of Canada's friends is in the comments. Hey, Fran. Hey, your friend is cute, okay? They had a really good conversation. I'm optimistic at the surface, but Sierra, she's really struggling.
You didn't get to pick people in the game.
Mm-hmm. I would have definitely picked you. Iris, I think, would be my second pick. You also a Libra?
Yeah, we actually do have a lot in common.
Really? A lot of the girls I've dated in the past have been Libras.
Really?
Yeah. Anytime someone says they're a Libra, I'm like, it's a green flag.
I really liked watching this conversation with Sierra and Canada because it felt like there was some levity now. You know, she could be fun, she could be cute, she could be flirty, you know. She's not fully leaning in yet. She does a little bit more later on in the episode, or at least she plans to. Let me say that. She plans to later on in the episode because she has a conversation with Huda and Alondria, and she's like, watching you guys open up is making me want to open up more. The problem is I do see a lot of substance with Canada, and I'm scared. I am scared because I do like my connection with Nick. The problem with her connection with Nick, though, is like, yes, they have something good going on, but they've hit a plateau. And the thing is, I don't know if the plateau is because he genuinely just hasn't reached the level that Sierra has reached, or if he's holding himself from getting to that point simply because of the game. But to me, either way, that's enough justification for her to move around. She's trying, but unfortunately, as the episode goes on, she does get really emotional and she's struggling with being away from Nick. But if Canada is really given that substance that you're saying you're looking for, girl, get in there, okay? Iris and Zach talk about being bored, living alone. a lot of these conversations are boring and we jump to a lot of them, my lord. I always forget about Casa Amor being so overstimulating. But yeah, I was just like, once you live alone long enough, you cannot imagine living with anybody else again. Trust me. Trust me. Okay, it's fine. Then we have, they have a lot in common. They have similar love languages. They talk about traveling. Yeah, I mean, sure, if you want to go there, go there. I don't know who else Iris would be checking for at this point. Back in the main villa, she did have TJ, but not really feeling TJ as much anymore. Then we have TJ, who has a conversation with Roots. She says that she's a very affectionate person, and so it kind of did hurt her feelings that he was so brutal in the challenge. He literally was like, oh, this one is much better than the first one. Her being the first one. So yeah, he's trying to work back from a negative with a lot of the girls. Roots is not feeling him though. Then later we have Huda. She has a conversation with Poppy, which is very fitting that I gave him that name because, you know, she's a mother. And here goes Huda. She's like, you know, being a single mom on the outside when it comes to dating is not really that hard. Like it's really not that big of a deal. I said, what? That was your whole thing coming in. Like that was your whole, this girl can lie. Yo, that was your whole thing coming into the villa. I don't want to tell people because some people on the outside have used it against me. I want to make sure that a guy is really into me before I let them in on this part of my life. Now it's never been an issue before. Interesting. Then Poppy's like, yeah, you know, I've dated a girl who had a kid before, so it's really not that big of a deal. She asked him if he's like tapped, and he's like, nah, you know, I just have a little bit of a crazy side when it comes to adventure. She's not buying it, neither am I, but he saw her crash out, and he's sticking around, so, well, I guess it's a match. He also says that he loved how she took accountability for her behavior, and I was just like, when? In that conversation? The only time I had seen her take accountability, very small, but take accountability was when Jeremiah left. And there's no way they would have seen that. It was too quick of a turnaround. So, okay. Anyways, the next morning we have Canada and Poppy who make breakfast for the girls in Casa. Those were the only two guys that I saw make breakfast. I didn't see any other girl eating. I didn't see any other guy walk up them stairs. That's interesting. The guys in the main villa, they all made something. I don't think every girl got like a full-on breakfast, but they at the very least got tea, and a lot of them got food. So I was like, good on you, main villa boys. The Casa boys are then talking about their connections, and Tats says that he actually really does like Olandria. It's just that she takes a while to warm up, and he's not really sure if he's gonna stick around for that. You know what I mean? Because he's like, it took you a week to kiss that boy? That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, I've discovered that I'm fast by way of this comment section. But yeah, a week after spending this much time with somebody who you genuinely like, bro. Some people really are slow burns. I'm discovering I'm not that. I'm very much a quick burn, but I'm also a quick fizzle out if it's not solid. You know what I'm saying? This ain't about me. Y'all were in the comments, and thank you, saying that Tats, aka Zach, is from Big Brother UK. And I was like, but I watched Big Brother UK. I don't remember him. He was from Yinrin season, and Hallie and Trish. Did Trish ever recover from being canceled? Because she was saying a lot of crazy things about Black people and immigrants back in the day as a Black woman. Interesting. But yeah, he is from there. I didn't recognize him at all. As we know, Amaya is single, and so she is quick with the chat pulling. She goes and talks to Poppy. And you know, I feel like it could be something, baby.
We're hoping for the best. When I am with my partner, I'm not a clingy person. In my Dominican culture, I'm just so used to just being like, mi amor, mi vida. Like, I love that quality time. And I'm really big on physical touching and cuddling. Like, that's my love language.
I just saw that, like, genuine energy.
Yeah. You see how I'm getting emotional now?
You can just be yourself.
I almost fell out of my couch when this girl was like, yeah, I'm not clingy. No. If she's not clingy, she's most definitely passionate. I feel like she does fall hard and fast. I did like that she, again, was expressing how she is as a person, and she didn't want to scare him off. She didn't want to disrespect him. Like, the poor girl is actually traumatized from what Ace did to her, but she's learning, she's course correcting, and I love that for her. Right now, like at this point of the episode, I couldn't tell where Poppy's head was at. Clearly it's with Huda, seeing how the episode ended, or at least he can see something more with Huda at this point compared to Amaya. But yeah, I feel like their energies are quite similar. Not necessarily mad at it at all. She did get like a little bit emotional, and he was like, no, it's okay, like don't worry about it, you can have your moment, feel your feels. I really like that. Then we see the girls talking about being worried for Amaya because the guys hadn't been pulling her for chats, and I was like, y'all better be worried, because if it's not Amaya, it's one of y'all. Okay. I don't know what that twist was in the end. I don't like pump fakes. I really don't like a pump fake at all. It's just, it does a lot to my spirit. Yeah, I don't like that. In the villa, TJ takes Barbie for a chat. He talks again about wanting to accomplish certain things before his parents pass away. It almost sounded like the exact same conversation. Like verbatim. But I could be tripping. Yeah, she expressed wanting to be in his bed, which is good because I don't think at this point any other girl is checking for TJ. So he does have that lifeline there. Then we see Ace talking to Coco. And again, this man is talking with his arms crossed, and I'm just like, for the life of him, he cannot have receptive body language.
Hi, handsome.
Hey, gorgeous. I'm not a morning person, but I know y'all be hungry in the morning. So
Thank you so much for that again.
Of course.
I done been to a ton of places in LA for real. Like, I could really show you around. Like, I don't know if it's your city for real. Like, are you the kind of person that dates multiple people at the same time?
Being exclusive, I'll let it be known if we ever get to that point.
Yeah. Has this, like, hard exterior, but he's really so soft and squishy on the inside.
With Ace, I don't know if it's like, I'm trying to protect myself, so I'm on guard with everybody that I meet, which is interesting. I feel like that's quite exhausting. Or if he's just like, I have to stick to the plan. I came in here with a strategy because, you know, this man treats it like a freaking game show, which it kind of is, but not in that way. Not in that way. So he doesn't want his mask to slip. It has slipped a few times already, though. But yeah, it's like he doesn't allow himself to connect with anybody unless it makes strategic sense for him. And right now, I think that sticking with Shelly makes strategic sense for him. So he's not going to open himself too much to the girls in Casa. I don't know what girl in Casa is really or would really vibe with him anyways. Like, yeah, Barbie wanted him. Of course, he did not want her. That girl has blush blindness, amongst other things, but definitely the blush. I'll start there and probably stop there too. And then Bust Down. No, she's not feeling Ace. And then Coco, I think it's just an option. Ace is just an option for her. But is she feeling Ace for real? How could she? He doesn't let anybody in. Alondra and Tats speak again. He's talking about where she lives and stuff, and would she ever relocate? She's like, yeah, I don't ever plan on leaving the South. Which to me kind of felt like a subtle way of her being like, if you're not trying to come over here, we could already end this from now. I don't think she's interested, even though she keeps saying that she is. But if she was, he would have to do the heavy lifting when it comes to relocating, that's for sure. She does say that she's open to kissing him again in a challenge. However, she's sticking to her boundary of not kissing people outside. Then we see Taylor have a conversation with Bust Down. He says that he misses family and his animals. She can relate because at once she wanted to be a vet and she wanted to be a groomer. Of course, we know that he loved that. I couldn't necessarily tell if like sparks were flying, and it's mainly because of Bust Down. She doesn't have great eye contact. Not much at all. Like, she looks away a lot, and it could be nerves. I'm not sure what it is, but it was hard to tell if the chemistry was there for her. But the guys looking at the situation were like, I've never seen this guy smile so much, especially this early on. And I'm not even saying that like Bust Down isn't into him. She's obviously into him, but like the chemistry isn't palpable for me because they're not looking at each other. There's not that longing, you know what I'm saying? He definitely had more of that with Coco. So yeah, that to me felt like more of a chemistry that you could see off the bat. But anyways, yeah, Nick and Ace are like, yo, this guy's smiling real hard. And then Nick was like, if I was to put him with somebody, I do think that one of these girls would be better, especially Bust Down, because he wants somebody who's just a little goofier, a little more lighthearted, you know, because that's the kind of guy that he is. He's so chill, and I'm assuming that he means Alondra is not that. Yeah. I wanted a little bit more honesty from the boys. Like, I would just love to know how they feel Taylor feels about Alondra. Because it's like, sometimes they be saying it, but they not saying it. I need you to say it. Amaya talks to Tats again, and she says that she wanted to talk to him more, but she didn't want to smother him. You know, the girl is traumatized, but she does say that it would be nice to kiss him again, and he does oblige. The problem with this is that he also genuinely likes Alondra, apparently, allegedly, but because she's not getting physical, like, he just doesn't really know how to navigate these two connections. He claims that he is okay with that boundary with Alondra, but I feel like he does like being able to be more physical. He then asks her not to say anything, and I'm just like, a little bit shady, but whatever. I want more for Amaya. I feel like she's falling for these shallow connections. And clearly she's somebody who wants love so much. She wants something deep. She wants something long term. And the guys just aren't giving her that. You know what I'm saying? So I hope she has the ability to compartmentalize, to realize, okay, this might not be super serious, but I'm just trying to be on the island and have some fun. I just don't have that much faith in my girl, unfortunately. Then we head over to Taylor and Coco again talking, and the substance of their conversation isn't really what stood out to me. It was the fact that he was like, yeah, it's been 4 weeks, but I'm not gonna let that connection keep me from connecting here. Like, I'm just gonna go full on and see what happens, right? And I'm just like, they have been here for 4 weeks. They have been here for almost a month. You know what I'm saying? And this is how far he's gotten with Alondra. And this isn't on some like slow burn type stuff. I'm so sorry. There's a wall. There's a wall when it comes to this connection, and I just don't understand it. Not to say that you got to be like Sierra. Sierra was crying because she's really struggling with being away from Nick. And I do understand that, especially considering that they have now done the bedroom boogie. But like, in 4 weeks, close proximity, having dates and doing all this stuff, this is how far they've gotten. I'm sorry, that's very disheartening to me. As I said, Sierra is in the other villa getting really emotional about being away from Nick. She's hoping that Nick is not doing too much in the villa, and he isn't doing too much, but he's out here.
You go swimming?
That was like my sport growing up.
I didn't like it, but I was like on the swim club. Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have a little sister.
You do?
Her name's Ella.
Is that your only tattoo?
Just a little.
Oh my gosh, stop it.
I think I know that Jaden has feelings for me. I'm really interested in like getting to know her.
I just like feel sick. Like my stomach is like.
Grace said that her conversation with Austin did flow better than her conversation with Nick, which is interesting because the conversations we have seen between her and Nick have just been about like random stuff, like extraterrestrial beings and whatever. Whereas with Nick, they actually talk about like family and home life and dating and what like real life thing. But anyways, it's always frustrating on these types of shows like Love Island, Temptation Island, The Ultimatum, because the women tend to be so loyal, whether they've known you for 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, it doesn't matter. The women tend to be a lot more loyal, a lot more reserved than the guys are. And my thing is like, of course, stay true to yourself, right? But if you want to explore, especially if you know your man is going to, please give yourself the opportunity to. Like, my God. That's why I like the fact that the girls were forced to be single so that they have to sleep in the bed with potential connections. Sometimes it's awkward, but even when a girl is interested in somebody on Love Island, they'll be like, oh, my person is in the other villa, so I'm just gonna sleep in the daybed. Bro, I want to see these women actually try. And these women are fighting it. Sierra's fighting her connection right now. Shelly's fighting her connection right now. Like, why are we fighting? Why are we fighting? If you like them, give it a try. Your man is. I'm currently watching UK as well. And there's a girl on there who's such a savage, but I love how she's playing the game. Yasmin. I've never seen an F girl like Yasmin on Love Island before, and she's just doing whatever she wants to do. If she likes you, you're gonna know about it. If she wants to kiss you, she's gonna do it. If she doesn't like a girl, she's gonna tell them to their face. Like, she's so unapologetic, and I would like for some of these girls to tap into that as well. Of course, still stay true to who you are. You don't gotta like fake it, but if you want to do something, baby girl, go ahead and do it. In the evening, Shelly says that she genuinely likes the connection that she's building with Shoulders, which makes her scared because she also really likes Ace and she doesn't want to jeopardize that situation. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Girl, if you want to explore that connection, explore it. And she says something that was interesting too. She's like, at some point, I do have to start thinking about the outside and which connection makes more sense. And to me, I feel like she's getting to the point where it's like, okay, yeah, Ace is cute and all. We do have our history. We do have our time here in the villa, but like, it also didn't work on the outside. So why now would I think that it would work? Like, the age thing is a big thing to think about. The distance is a thing to think about. The emotional availability, which I feel like she would need a guy or a girl or a person who has more than what Ace has displayed so far. You know, stuff like that are things that I'm sure she's thinking about. And maybe Shoulders is a better candidate when it comes to longevity, but we'll see. Alondra says that she is genuinely interested in Tats, and so she does have a conversation with Amaya, and Amaya tells her that they did share a kiss. I couldn't tell if Alondra was bothered or not, but she did thank Amaya for letting her know. She was like, "You're woman enough to tell me," and I'm just like, yeah, that definitely should have come from Tats. Yeah, I think maybe she was bothered because she does make a comment later, and we'll talk about that, but Alondra, if you were feeling him, like, you could try. And by try, I mean, I would like to see her flirt, you know, just flirt, give us something. I honestly don't even think I see her flirt much with Taylor either, but I know that it's in her. The way that girl wants to suck on that man's tongue whenever she's in that photo booth, like, she's able to tap into that sensual side, and I would love to see more of that showcased. Whatever, child. Anyways, at the recoupling, oh no, sorry. Before that, just some quick conversations. We have Taylor, who says that he's genuinely torn, and then we have Ace, who's now trying to move to Coco. I feel like this was the last ditch effort. I guess Taylor is just gonna have to be the final say on that because I think that those two girls, Bust Down and Coco, are still feeling Taylor more than they do Ace. Then we have Austin, who tells Gray that he only has eyes for her, basically begging to be picked. And then, yeah, Nick also wants her, so we'll see how that goes. Then at the recoupling at Casa Amor, we have Amaya, who's there by herself, as we know, and they get a text that if a guy is interested, he can stand up and then he would couple, or he has a chance of coupling with Amaya. Tats stood up, they coupled up. Alondra was like, yo, I'm chill, it's good, it's fine. All the girls start weeping. And I'm just like, whoo, they already know my girl is out because no other guy was going to stand up for her. And okay, so somebody in the comments was like, why do you keep saying that nobody was going to come in for Alondra? Love Island is very calculated. All these shows are very calculated, okay? They cast people based on types. They cast people, you know what I'm saying? There's patterns when it comes to casting. There's also a pattern when it comes to storylines. And for the most part, a lot of dark-skinned Black women tend to not be the most desired when it comes to Love Island. Doesn't matter if it's this one, UK, Australia, Denmark, South Africa, like it literally doesn't matter. Worldwide, the dark-skinned Black woman tends to not be the most desired person, right? I felt as if the greatest opportunity that Alondra would have had would have been with Shoulders. But where did he go? He went to Shelly. You know what I'm saying? The other guys, let's be honest, like, they tell you what their type is. You hear them when they come in. Oh, I was looking at Huda. Oh, I was looking at so-and-so. I was looking, like, they tell you what they like. Nobody mentioned Alondra. Nobody did. And we saw that in the coupling up. Nobody went to Alondra, at least not by first choice. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, she's at the bottom. She makes a comment about the whole kiss thing. She thanks Amaya for opening up. And you could tell that Tats felt guilty because he starts explaining himself. You know, I don't want to break up the sisterhood. I'm so sorry. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Okay? While the girls are weeping, Alondra is holding strong. And then on her way out, she gave Tats the business. I said, oh, okay.
Can I grab you for a second, bitch?
No, you can save your words.
Tell Tay I miss him.
I want to find love so bad, y'all.
Yeah, save your words. Too little too late. You little playboy. What do you think you could do? Come in here and have you the pick of the litter? No, that's not how it works, okay? I already feel like he's just using Amaya as a placeholder, to be honest with you. I don't know outside of Shelly which girl he actually would be going for, but especially now that the other Casa girls are all going to be joining the villa, please. This guy's going to be one of the first to be booking it to see who else is in there if they got the opportunity to connect with the other people. Yeah, it was sad to see Alondra go. She was talking on her way out, well, to see her go. On her way out, she was talking about being single for so long and finally feeling like she was making a strong connection, and she hopes to one day find love. Baby girl, we all want that for you. We all want you to find love, but I want you to find love with somebody who doesn't give you the struggle, baby. Somebody who is all about you, unequivocally doesn't play about you, and I'm sorry. That man that's in there right now, I don't see that being the case. At the date of publication number 1, and based on what we see, because some people were upset of the things that I said about Serena and Cordell, we can only go off of what we see, okay? I didn't see it for them on the show. I also don't see it for Alondra and Taylor on the show.
It's also interesting how earlier in the season we saw her talk to Jalen about how she's always had to be strong. She was raised by strong women. And so experiencing soft love just hasn't been something that she's got to experience. And so even here, she's leaving, like all the girls are crying, she's not crying. And she tells them like, I've had to be strong like for a long time. And so that's the biggest reason why the way Taylor pursues her pains me, like truly, truly pains me. I feel like she deserved to be doted on. Like she deserves so much, like everybody does. And I just don't see Taylor giving her what I believe she deserves at this point.
Okay. Then we go back to the villa. It's time for their recoupling. TJ stands up. Barbie stands up for him, which makes Ace single. I screamed because I thought we were finally gonna get rid of Ace. I was so excited. And then I had egg on my face because here goes Coco standing up. Here goes Coco Coco, sit down! Oh my gosh. Anyways, Coco stood up, which means, Coco stood up, which meant that Taylor was then single. Bust Down obviously stood up for Taylor. The man could not hide his smile. He was so excited. And then that leaves Nick single. Gray did not stand up for Nick. And so Nick is going home. You would have thought that it was Ace going home the way that he was distraught.
It was extremely hard to say goodbye.
I miss you, man. What the hell, man? I didn't expect this to be our last night, bro.
As you can see, this shit can turn around fast as hell.
I love you, bro. You too, man.
And this should be a lesson that you cannot manipulate the house to do what you want to do. Everybody's time is coming at some point. Everybody's time is coming at some point. This man is fighting for the win, not realizing that he's ruining his chances because we see the game. Ace is going to make it to the end and probably not even going to get the vote. Watch Huda even win over Ace. The way that this man has been acting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see that being more plausible at this point because after, this is based on TikTok, but after Jalen's following, the person whose platform has grown the most is Huda's. Like, Ace, you're not the guy that you think you are on the outside. Truly, you're not. And this hurts me to say because I liked Ace so much. But yeah, it was sad to see them go. But a car pulls up. This band's truck pulls up. Alondra's in there. And she's like, get in, get in. What is the twist? Tell me now. Didn't even give us a Thursday night. We have a whole day missing in the schedule. Y'all not going to tell us? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Safe to say they're probably not going home. At least not right away. Yeah, I just hope that this is a kick in everybody's ass that like, yeah, there's money at the end of it. Yeah, it is a popularity contest. Yeah, you're probably going to get a lot of opportunities outside of the show, but we love it for the love. We love it for the genuine relationships, the genuine journeys. And your time could come up at any moment. Please act like it. Anyways, that's all for me. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.